So what are partial derivatives? Partial derivative means you are seeing the change in dependent variable. You are seeing the change in dependent variables whenever you change some or few of the independent variables. So that means in this case also we require more than one independent variables. So that is what we are going to do in this partial derivatives. So first of all, before getting to know what is this partial derivative and how can we calculate these, we have to see why these derivatives are required. So these derivatives are required whenever we wanted to see the change in dependent variable. But in various physical phenomena and various situations, and in most of the physical phenomena and most of the physical situations, you have more than one independent variable. Okay. For example, let me give you one more example. The example is, suppose you wanted to study what is the effect of certain natural disaster on the population. For example, we are in this COVID era. Okay. So here we will see what are the corresponding factors involved, and we will see whether this disaster that is being affected due to natural activities or man-made activities, or is it due to government plans or whatever it is. Okay. So we will see what is the effect of this natural disaster due to the presence of one or more of the independent variables. So we can also see the effect with respect to one variable, we could see it together with respect to one and two variables, and so on. So that is what we are going to do in this partial derivatives. So let us have the basic differences between ordinary and partial derivatives. In ordinary derivatives, we only have one independent variable with us, whereas for partial derivatives more than one independent variable could also be present. Then here in this case only one dependent variable is there, whereas more than one dependent variable is there. And you denote, suppose y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable, so you denote the derivative by this small d. So dy by dx, that represents the ordinary derivative, whereas the partial derivatives, suppose y is some function dependent variable and it is a function of independent variables, say x1, x2, x3. So suppose three independent variables. Okay. So we can define the partial derivative. It is represented by this curl symbol, or some people say this to be del. Okay. So this is the curl or del operator. So this is del y by del x1, or it is del y by del x2 if you wanted to see what is the change in y with respect to x1, or you wanted to see what is the change in y with respect to x2, or you wanted to see what is the change in y with respect to x3. So now what is the basic difference between this dy by dx and this del y by del x1? So the difference here is, here you only have one independent variable, here you have, instead of this x1 you have x2 and x3 also as the independent variable. So when you compute the derivative of this quantity, you just keep x2 and x3 as constants. You treat these other variables as constants and you calculate the derivative with respect to that particular variable. So mathematical definition is this one. Suppose you wanted to see what is the change in f corresponding to the change in variable x. X is the independent variable, this is the independent variable, and f is the dependent variable. So here whenever you change the point x to, or you wanted to see what is my derivative at this point x naught. So whenever you change x naught to some neighboring point x naught plus h, which we call as x. Okay. So you see what is the change in my function. So f of x naught would change to f of x naught plus h, or you could call this to be f of x. So what is the difference between this f of x naught and f of x whenever you change this x naught to x? So that is what we are seeing. What is the difference between these 2 points? First point is this one, second point is this. So the difference is h. So that is the difference in the points independent variables, and this quantity represents the difference in the functions. And we are taking this limit to whenever the 2 points are very close to each other. That means this x point and x naught point, they are very close to each other, or x naught plus h, they are very close to each other. So the distance h is tending to infinity, that means this point is tending towards this point only. So this is the definition for derivative at the point x naught. Okay, so now in case of moreover here, this function f, that is a, this function f is a function of one variable only, whereas in partial derivatives the function f is a function of more than one variables or several variables. You could have 2 variables, 3 variables and 4 variables, n variables, how many you would like to have. So here suppose I am taking the 2 variable case. In that case this f is a function of x and y. So I am saying if I make my one point is x comma y, another point is this x naught comma y naught. So whenever the distance between these 2 points is very small, that means h is very small. So this point is represented by x naught plus h, and the point y is represented by y naught plus h. So the distance between these 2 points, whenever this is tending towards 0, so we see what is the difference between the function. So for here, whenever you calculate the partial derivative with respect to x, you keep y as constant, other variable as constant. So that means we are not changing y at all, we are only changing x. And whenever you take the partial derivative with respect to y keeping x as constant, so what you are doing in effect, you are only changing the value of y and you are not changing the value of x. So that means you are treating x as constant, and then you are seeing what is the change in this dependent variable f. So that is the meaning. We have other notations. For derivatives we use df by dx, or you use this dash symbol to represent first derivative, double dash symbol to represent second derivative, then triple dash for third derivative, and then nth derivative is represented by in round brackets the value n, and so on. And the partial derivatives, they are either represented by this del formulas, or you could represent as f and with the subscript x. So here f is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable with which with respect to which you wanted to perform the derivative, and you will keep all the other variables as fixed. So to have a clear concept, let me describe, or let me discuss one example. So this is the function that is given to you, f of xy, that is equal to 2x cube y square plus 2y plus 4x. So now in the question they are asking what is the value of df by dx, sorry, del f by del x. So that means we are to calculate the partial derivative of the function, partial derivative of f with respect to x. So firstly what we will do, we will keep y as constant. So if you treat y as constant, so what would be this thing? So now this quantity is constant, so it would come out of differentiation. Performing differentiation here in this case is similar to that of ordinary differentiation. The only difference is that you will treat all the other variables as constant. So that means in this whole term 2y square x cube, we will only perform the derivative of x cube and treat this 2y square as constant. So it would be 2y square outside, and then the derivative of x cube. Derivative of x cube is 3x square. So we have this quantity 6y square x cube as the first quantity. For the second term we have 2y. Now this term do not contain x, so that means it is a constant. And what is the derivative of constant? It is equal to 0. So we have it 0. 2y multiplied by the derivative of 1, that is 0. So 0 multiplied by 2y is 0. And for the third term we have 4x. So we will treat 4 as constant and you will perform the derivative of x. So when you perform the derivative of x, that is equal to 1. So its value is equal to 4. So that is the final answer. So that means you have calculated del f upon del x, and now also in the question they are asking what is the value of these derivatives calculated at the point 1, 3. So that means here you will substitute x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 3 into the final expression that you got. So when you substitute these values here, you get the final answer here, the value of y to be 3 and the value of x as 1. So you have 58 as the final answer. And next we will calculate similarly the partial derivative of f with respect to y. So that means here in this case we will keep x as constant. If x is constant in the first term, this quantity is constant, so that means we only have to perform derivative of y square. So it would be 2x cube outside, derivative of y square is 2y. So that whole term becomes 4x cube y, and then the derivative of this 2y, it would be 2 outside and the derivative of y is equal to 1. So its value is equal to 2 multiplied by 1, that is equal to 2. And next we will perform the derivative of this 4x. Now this term is independent of y, there is no y. So we will treat independent of y. So we will treat this 4 into x as constant. Why? Because we are taking the partial derivative with respect to y. So x is constant. That means this derivative of constant quantity, that is equal to 0. So we have the final answer as 0 here. So this is the partial derivative with respect to y, but they are asking what is its value calculated at the point 1, 3. So its value is, when you substitute x is equal to 1 here and y is equal to 3 here, so your final answer is equal to 14. We have f of x is equal to 1 divided by x plus y, and they are asking calculate the partial derivative of f with respect to x and the partial derivative of f with respect to y. So for that, firstly we will calculate the partial derivative with respect to x of this function. So now how do you calculate the derivative of some power? This is nothing but x plus y raised to power minus 1. So firstly we will take the derivative of power, that is minus 1 into, so it is minus 1 into x plus y raised to power minus 2, and then the partial derivative of x plus y. So this term would come as such, this is this term, and the partial derivative with respect to x of the quantity x plus y, it would be what? It would be 1 plus 0. The partial derivative of x would be 1, the partial derivative of y with respect to x would be 0. So this quantity is 1 plus 0. So we have minus 1 divided by x plus y whole square. So next we have the partial derivative of f with respect to y. So that would be, again we will first calculate the derivative for this power. So it would be minus 1 divided by x plus y whole square, and then the derivative of x plus y according to the chain rule. So what is this derivative? The derivative of x with respect to y would be 0. Why? Because we are treating x as constant. So its derivative would be 0, and then the derivative of y would be 1. So this quantity multiplied by 0 plus 1, so that is the answer. Answer is minus 1 divided by x plus y whole square. So this is very simple. Next let us look at third example, third question. The question is, the function is given to be this one, x minus square root of y square plus z square. Next one is this third question. In this we have to calculate what is the partial derivative of f with respect to x, with respect to y, and with respect to z for this particular function f of x, y, z, which is equal to x minus square root of y square plus z square. So here firstly when you calculate the partial derivative with respect to x, so you will keep y as constant and you will also keep z as constant in this one. So that means your function, your partial derivative would be, when you perform it with respect to x, so this quantity would be 1, and then because y is constant, z is constant, so square root of this whole quantity is constant and the derivative of constant is 0, so you have 1 plus 0 as the answer, so that is equal to 1. that is the partial derivative of f with respect to x. So now let me calculate the partial derivative of f with respect to y. So here we will treat x as constant and y as constant. So when you keep x and y both as constants, so what will you have? When you take the partial derivative with respect to y of the x term, so it would be 0, and then we will take the partial derivative of this term. So this is this. So now how do you calculate the derivative of the square root of some quantity? It is, firstly the power would come outside, so it would be minus 1 by 2. Minus is because of this term, and then we have, because here we have the power 1 by 2, so that means the power 1 by 2 will come in the front, and then we would have the power as y square plus z square, this power minus 1, so it would be minus 1 by 2, and then we will perform the derivative of this inner term with this corresponding to this chain rule. So how do you perform this partial derivative with respect to y of this term y square plus z square? That simply would be, firstly you will perform the derivative of this y square, that would be 2y, and then the derivative of this z square, that would be equal to 0. Why? Because z is constant. So here this is the answer, and when you simplify this, you will have this 2 and 2 cancels, so this minus 1 divided by square root of y square plus z square. This is the partial derivative of f with respect to y, and then we will calculate the partial derivative of f with respect to z. Here we will treat x as constant and y as constant. So when you treat both x and y as constants, so what would be the partial derivative of x with respect to z? It would be equal to 0, and the partial derivative of z with respect partial derivative of this whole quantity with respect to z, that would be as such, and then we'll calculate what is its derivative. So for the derivative, firstly we'll again go for taking the derivative of the power, so it would be minus would come as such, derivative of power would be 1 by 2 into 1 divided by square root y square plus z square. That is simple, because you know what is the derivative of square root of x? d dx of square root of x, that is equal to 1 by 2 square root of x, and then the derivative of x according to chain rule, it is equal to 1. So here also we have performed this derivative of this power term, and then we are calculating the partial derivative of this inner term. So how do you calculate its partial derivative? Firstly we will calculate for this y square. Now y square, because y is constant, so its square would also be constant, so this term would be 0, and then the partial derivative of z with respect to z square with respect to z, that would be 2z. So finally this 2 and this 2 would cancel out, and you will be left with minus z divided by square root of y square plus z square. So this is the final answer, minus z divided by square root of y square plus z square. So next we will calculate this for the equation yz minus log of z is equal to x plus y. So here in this case we will calculate the partial derivative of z with respect to x. So here in this example we have some implicit equation. Implicit equation means the variables are mixed up so badly that you cannot separate them. So y, z, log z, x and y. So this is an implicit equation, and you cannot write z in terms of x and y very easily. So it is given that z is a function of two independent variables. So in such questions you firstly have to identify what is my dependent variable and what is the independent variable, because you do not as such know what are these. So for that either it is given, for example in this question this is given that z is the function of two independent variables x and y. So from here it is clear that z is dependent and x and y, they are independent variables. However, if it is not given to you in the question, then if you are asked calculate the partial derivative of z with respect to x. So that means here your z is the dependent variable and your x, that is the independent variable. So accordingly we will calculate the derivative. So now we are asked calculate the partial derivative with respect to x. So what we do, we will differentiate this equation partially with respect to x. So we will differentiate partially with respect to x, keeping y as constant. So that means here, because your y is constant, so this will come as such, and then we will perform the derivative of z. Now because z is dependent variable, so its derivative would be this del z divided by del x. So this quantity would come as such. Because we do not know what is this, so we will keep this as such, and then we will perform plus the derivative of this quantity. Now what is the derivative of z? Z is a function of both x and y, and we are keeping this y as constant. So that means we will compute the derivative of z with respect to x. How will we do that? For this term minus log of z. So it would be, minus would be as such, the derivative with respect to x, the partial derivative with respect to x of this term minus log of z, this would be equal to, minus would come as such, then the derivative of log of z, it would be 1 by z, and then the derivative of this quantity z, it would be del z divided by del x. So its derivative is this quantity. So we have just written the same over here. For the right hand side, when you perform the partial derivative of x with respect to x, what would be this? Partial derivative of x with respect to x, so that would be equal to 1, and the partial derivative of y with respect to x, because y is constant, that means it would be equal to 0. So this quantity, the derivative of x would be equal to 1 and the derivative of y would be equal to 0 with respect to x. So you can simplify this term, because in the question they are asked find what is this del z by del x. So we'll separate out this del z by del x, and so we'll be left with this term y, that is over here, and minus 1 by z, that is over here, and in the right hand side you have 1. So that means now you could take the LCM, so it would be zy minus 1, and then you could shift this whole term to the right hand side, so the value of del z by del x is equal to z divided by yz minus 1. Okay.